Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of, did I say welcome back? As
You
if
did.
that's that's how tired I am.
You're welcome back from last week.
Yes,
Not
welcome
incorrect.
back since last week. This is Ask Aphrodite. My name is Terence Mentor, also known as Aphrodite, and I'm joined by my wife, Julie, also
Mentor.
known as
One tired mom.
Julie Mentor. Oh, you're a tired mom. That's super unique.
I know.
So,
Most unique story ever.
yeah, that's right. So every week we get a whole bunch of your questions and we try our best to answer them. Your questions can be about anything and everything. Mostly it's usually about parenting because that's one of the few topics that we know a little bit about.
Yep. We're basically making the assumption that there's nothing on TV tonight.
Is there
Right?
is there anything on TV
So
tonight?
that is a good question. We should ask other people.
Who
We are not
have
real
TVs?
connoisseurs. We don't have DSTV or Netflix. So, what's on TV tonight?
Well, nothing, because that's why you're listening to us right now.
That's true.
So, yeah, so this is a chance for you to ask any question you like, and we will try our best to answer it. You can actually answer it live right
Yes.
now.
Ask it live. We'll answer. They ask.
What did I say?
You said
I said ask.
no. You said
You're not listening.
I am listening perfectly well. Speak clearly.
I choose not to. I've had 2 glasses of wine and some
Oh my
chocolate. I will
gosh.
not speak clearly tonight.
Gonna get interesting.
Yeah, so ask your questions in real time. You can also email it to Terence, not Terence,
No.
but aphroditect@gmail.com,
Mm,
or just send it as a message in the Facebook page.
Yeah,
Okay, you ready to start?
I'm ready.
Okay. At what age is it appropriate for a kid to get a cell phone?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Well, like I know my niece has a cell phone, and
She turned 16.
she's 16 but she has no social media access.
Yeah,
I don't know how my sister managed to do that.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's crazy because kids are so young and so adept with cell phone use these days that I can imagine the pressure is really real. And also, it's like a sense of convenience, and in a world where parents work hard and are away from their kids, it's a great opportunity to there is no one uses landlines,
yeah,
so it's a great thing to do. But like, and our kids already know how to use phones, which is terrifying. But I can't imagine them having an actual cell phone of their own. That feels like very grown up.
yeah. I mean, look, they're 3.5 and 2.
Yeah.
So for them to look after their own phone, I mean, they can't look up. I mean, you bought them some toy cars this afternoon, and they lasted for exactly like what, 7 minutes?
Yeah. They
So
weren't very good quality cars.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I hear you.
So this is the thing. We know for a fact that our kids are too young to look after their phone. But at what age? I mean, when they go to school when they're 7, that's still too young.
No, I feel like that's far too young. I'm sure, like, when they're at school, you can always phone the principal, I mean, the receptionist, if you need to get hold of them and convey a message. I think it's about when they first start venturing out on their own. I don't know what age that happens, but when they're doing activities that perhaps don't require much adult supervision, that then you'd want to keep track of them.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I mean, look, cell
I
phones
feel
do.
like 13 feels like a good number.
Yeah,
But that,
13 with a level of strict controls on the phone. So, like blocking, they're not allowed to download any kind of apps themselves.
like a Nokia 3310.
Um,
Can we
Nokia.
give our kids a
Oh,
Nokia
Nokia
3310?
Yeah, because but that's, I mean, yeah, I think that's actually because there actually is a new 3310 that came
That's
out this year.
hysterical. I
And
was joking.
and I would totally um get that for a 13-year-old.
Yeah, no, yeah, for me, I think it's actually not so much about the phone and them running up a phone bill, which could be, I imagine, annoying, but you could put measures in place. I suppose it's about all the other things that the phone is a gateway to. So, unrestricted social media access. I mean, how do you, I
And
don't know,
all
I
the
know there's
things.
clever gadgets that we haven't had to really
Yeah,
look at
but also all
yet.
the things that you wouldn't want your kid to see at like 13 or
Exactly.
10 or
Exactly.
so you really do open your I mean the fact is when you give your child a cell phone, you give them access to the world, but you also give the world access to them as well,
Ah,
which is
creepy
scary.
people
Creepy
everywhere.
people everywhere.
I'm glad we don't have to think
You
about
know.
this just yet.
Says the couple who talks about their kids on social media all the time. You know.
We try to do it safely.
Yeah. We have, and I think we've done a pretty good job at that so far.
Yeah.
The So I think that's something to keep in mind. I think until it becomes a necessity,
Yeah.
maybe
The
hold
thing
off.
is, like, our kids turn 13 in 10 years, 10 and 11 years time. Like, a lot might have changed by then. I'm sure a lot will have changed.
Yeah.
And perhaps by then, kids would have equivalent to a phone device at like 6 or 7. Oh,
Oof. That is.
I got my first phone when I was 13.
I got my first one when I was 17.
Oh,
What was your first
it was
phone?
the same as yours. We just talked about it.
The Alcatel One
The
Touch.
Alcatel.
Alcatel One Touch
I
Easy.
remember my mom when I got that phone.
Oh
I felt
yeah.
so cool.
It was like 4 times the size of
Yeah.
any of our current phones,
Yeah.
and it had 2 lines of text.
Oh man, I don't remember all the details, but I remember that the cover it was like two-tone. It might have like
You got the
cool.
two-tone one.
Yeah.
No, the one where you can like get different covers.
Yeah.
That's classy.
I know.
Wow.
It was a real. It was
No,
a moment of awesomeness.
my parents would never have
I'd
put
never
up.
steal my dad's phone to play Snake. Do you remember playing Snake?
Yeah, I clock Snake.
Oh,
Snake was amazing.
Yeah, I used to always borrow my dad's. When my dad got Snake on his phone, we had a ride.
That was the Nokia 3310. Was that the first?
No, it wasn't the 3310. It was the one before it. The 30. No, it was like a
the
slightly more
brick one. Yeah,
My dad had
yeah.
a yellow cover.
Like was
on
the
his.
8210 or
It
something
was
like
like
that?
a freaking canary.
Yeah,
We called it the canary.
Because
and
it was the yellow.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bright yellow.
Yeah.
And it had Snake, and we would all take turns borrowing that thing
And you were
sitting in the car.
Were you 13?
No, I was a bit younger then because I didn't have my own phone. So I must
okay.
have been like 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
And look, man, that thing, I love.
When you got your phone at 13, who were you messaging?
My friends, I think I was.
Boys?
Oh, I can't even remember. I can't remember. I remember my mom was like just drilled in phone responsibility to me, So,
Yeah, and I think it comes down to knowing your kids, right?
Yeah.
Like you were quite a responsible
I was.
nerd.
My parents gave me a contract, which I think they.
You were fine
may have
with
taken back.
until you met me.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then you couldn't stop calling the tea
Oh
dog.
man.
You just want a little bit more vitamin T in your life.
Shush.
Okay, next question. First of all, before we go to the next question, hey, Mandy Lee Miller.
Hey man.
Thanks for listening in, as
Hope
always.
You're feeling better.
Yeah.
Also, I saw your Tessa's cupcakes this morning, and I was unbelievably hungry and unbelievably jealous at that time.
Not cool. Not cool. I did buy treats for myself and my
What?
colleagues today. I bought caramel treats for myself.
You bought caramel treats for yourself and your colleagues.
Yeah.
And I had no treats.
Did you not have any treats at the office today?
I did not. I did not have. Well, I had a cappuccino, but I did not have a treat at the office.
Do you not have any biscuits?
No.
Well, then maybe you should get better colleagues.
I have great colleagues.
Yeah, well, they don't get you treats.
They got me treats yesterday.
Oh,
Well,
I didn't get treats.
My husband would get me treats.
I didn't get treats yesterday. I'm your treat.
Oh.
Maybe later.
Oh my
Right,
God.
let's move on to the next
This
question.
is an all ages show, my love.
This is not an all. This is definitely not an all age show.
That's true. Switch off for the kids.
Yeah. This question asks, what country would you like to raise your kids in? In which
Ooh.
country would you like to raise your kids in, other than South Africa, if you had to move, or if no, this changed. I'd like not if you had to move.
So I think it's like I wonder if this I don't know like much about this question, whether it was like for a season or forever, because I wouldn't mind like taking the family for like a year or two and exploring a different country. So we have friends who've just gone back to Norway. It was Norway, hey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, because he's
And-
Norwegian, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming they would go
And
back there.
apparently Norway is like crazy diverse and wonderful. Like I think we have a difficult challenge in that our family
Yeah,
may not assimilate into all of the European countries very well.
Yeah, what's up with white people not liking us black colored and non-whites?
Oh my gosh.
What's
Are we
up?
taking the show in this
What's up?
direction?
Yeah.
It's been a
We should
change.
move to Charlottesville.
Oh my gosh. Too soon, Terrence. Too soon. Seriously. I am still traumatized by what I saw on the
Yeah,
internet.
we'll start a different podcast called Terrence Laughing at White People
Oh
Being
my gosh.
Racist.
Oh my gosh. No.
Not all white people are racist, but yeah. Mandy says she's on the mend. and we should have come on for cupcakes.
Oh
Oh, that's why you're our
man.
favorite man. Yeah, so Norway does seem cool. The language thing's an issue though.
I know, that's
I'm
the other
so bad with
thing. Yeah,
languages.
I'm also not great with languages.
You know, I barely
Yeah.
speak English.
Yeah, I know. What?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a really difficult one. So definitely not the States. That is like
No, definitely
ruled
not the
out for our
States.
family.
Nowhere too cold,
Yeah.
but a little bit of cold is nice. Like we
What
like the,
about Canada? Maybe we do Canada.
but it would have to be like
It's kind of like the stereotypical
it would have
answer.
to be like one of the main cities because apparently, like if you're not in Toronto or Vancouver, apparently Canada's like super racist as well.
So is Bloemfontein. So,
Also, ooh,
do I have to say that? Ooh, no, I'm not all parts.
do you know what? That's your
Okay,
one.
let's see. Let's see. Maybe he'll go back to sleep
Okay, so you remember the rule about this is that we're gonna keep asking questions, answering questions
until the kid starts squawking,
until the kids start
which they
talking,
always do
which
right
they
in the
do.
middle
Yeah.
because they're our children.
Oh, that's your one.
Yeah, that is my one.
At least the one you're responsible for.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep asking questions
Which is
until.
probably something we should explain in another question about
Yeah.
our night duty tactics
Yes, yeah.
with two children who wake up
That's
frequently.
But get him back to sleep and then come back because you have to give me my would you rather.
Oh, goodness me. I haven't even thought about it for
Well,
this
now you
week.
can go think about it. Go, go, go. Okay, cool. While she's gone, I can answer this question. Um, okay, so the next question is how many kids do you want? That is a terrible question to ask because actually this is where the Afro family have come to I was going to say come to blows, but we've had massive disputes about this because I am at this point in time incredibly happy just with two kids, and I can't imagine having more than two kids because it's hectic. And a third kid is also, you know, there's potential for that third kid to be a girl, and I really don't want to raise a girl. Nothing wrong with girls. It's not the girls that are the issue. It's the boys and the men in this world that are an issue. And I just really don't want to raise women in that. So I'm quite happy with just two. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with just two kids. I think if Julie was here right now, she would probably say three or four. But that is madness. I can't understand how you can have I I don't get how people cope when you have more kids than you have hands. Like if you have more than four kids, even if if you're a couple who is there all the time, you have more kids than you have arms. How do you do that? And if you have two kids and there's only one of you, that means both arms are full all the time. If you have three kids, then I don't know. I don't know what you do. The one of you goes to the bathroom, then the other one has to deal with three kids. That just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. So no, I think two kids are more than enough. Um, but I'm happy to hear what you want. Like, how many kids do you want? Just put your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear. Like, what is the maximum of kids that you think you can handle? At least, how many kids do you want? Um, okay, let's go. Oh, here we go. This is a great question. What is the most useful parenting item you've ever had? Or, yeah, most useful parenting item you've ever had. We've been quite lucky. Well, at least I've been quite lucky. Julie does a lot of research into cool, like, baby products and um, useful things. Not all of them are actually very useful because she does kind of tend to um, buy into a lot of bad advertising. Like, when you see an ad and you go, who would buy that? Like, who would believe that? Julie believes that. Um, so, so we have had some stuff that's a bit like that's pretty useless. But the useful stuff that she has found is a bottle warmer when we were bottle feeding Liam um, before he went onto solids, and he would feed like twice in the middle of the night when he was still a little baby. He instead of having to like get up and make a bottle and keep it and like warm it up and sterilize everything, you sterilize the bottle, you sterilize the water, you put it next to the table in the bottle warmer upper thingy, set the timer, When you wake up, the bottle is warm, the water's warm. You just add your formula in, good to go. You could literally do it in your sleep. In fact, you and I both did it in our sleep, so that is amazing. The other cool thing we found was a bib, a plastic bib, but with like a scoop at the bottom. So instead of the food just hitting hitting your child's chest and then falling all over the floor or on your child's pants, the scoop catches the food. And if your kid hasn't, dribbled too much junk into there, you can just feed the food back into them. It does get kind of gross in there, I'm not going to lie, but still, rather have it be gross in the scoop than on your floor or on your clothes or on your table. So that's the other cool thing. And then the last, as you can hear, Julie is trying to get boy 2.0 to sleep, but he misses her during the day. So um, we'll see how much longer she's going to go for, and then we'll maybe have to end this sooner. It'll be one of the first times we'll have to end before we finish the questions. And then the last thing that we have really enjoyed is so for Christmas, Liam got this thing which is in the shape of a turtle, and it shoots stars into the ceiling, and it has like gentle music that plays in the background, and it really helps him sleep better. That was great. So like white noisemakers, I think, are actually quite important when it comes to baby stuff. And then of course just as many cloths and towels and sheets and stuff that you can fit into your home, because babies excrete liquid just all the time. Of course, any question about parenting has to get gross. We actually, for the first time, we've been getting some questions that don't relate to parenting, which is fantastic, because my idea for Ask Aphrodite wasn't just for questions to be about parenting. I'm happy to answer questions about parenting as best as I can, but I think it's a lot more fun if we get like super random questions or crazy questions or questions that maybe befuddle me a little bit. So this one came in. Um, if you were given 10,000 Rand and had 1 hour to spend it at the V&A waterfront, what would you buy? Okay, well, whoever asked this question, uh, 10,000 Rand at the V&A waterfront is not that much money. Especially if I mean, like you can go to Pick and Pay and then like just spend that money on your groceries for the month, I suppose. But but if you're going to like the touristy shops, you could spend 10,000 Rand in like one credit card swipe. So what would I spend 10,000 Rand on right now? Um, I would buy a new camera. Yeah, I'd buy a new camera so I can make better Aphrodite videos. Um, Actually, for 10,000 Rand, I might have to buy a second-hand camera. I'd buy like a Canon M6, which is the getting super technical, but like the mirrorless camera, which everyone uses for blogging, which apparently is amazing. Um, but if I couldn't buy anything like, yeah, I'd basically just spend that 10,000 Rand on like electronics. But if I couldn't spend it on electronics, I suppose I only had 1 hour, so that means that you can't go to get a meal because meals will take longer than an hour. Um, oh, isn't it? There's a hotel attached to the V&A waterfront, isn't there? Yeah, it's the Victoria Alfred Hotel. Is it called the Victoria Alfred Hotel? There's the hotel next to the waterfront. I would book the snazziest room in that hotel for one night. That yeah, and that would be my 10 grand. Like I would stay there for one night, and oh my word, Julie has returned.
I have returned, and I would like to add
Oh dear.
that our bedroom is not very far from our lounge where we're currently recording this, and I could hear what you were saying about me.
What was I saying about you?
I am not a very marked dream, okay?
The fact is, I didn't even say the word very, Mark.
Okay,
And
but I knew that's what you were referring to.
are you telling
I
me?
knew.
Are you
And
telling me that you are not the person that goes, "Ooh, I definitely need to try the thing," just because you saw the ad on TV?
no, what very marked products do we have in our home? We have one. We have one. Okay, we have one that I did see on Very Mark,
Yeah.
which was the oh gosh, I've forgotten it. What was it
Okay.
called the peeler set? What's it
Okay.
called? Shogun, the
Yeah.
Shogun piece. Okay, has that thing been
Okay,
life
that
changing?
was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has it
Okay. Okay.
made peeling significantly better?
What about the donut shop that you had to get donuts from, and I told you it wasn't good, but you had to get it anyway? Were the donuts good?
No, they were awful.
Yeah.
But I'm not a very big donut person. I just got to kind of like.
Yeah, but we went to the other donut place and you
I
liked it.
know. Which one?
The one in Joburg.
I didn't like that either.
You did.
I was like,
You ate the whole
I
thing.
did not. That was the thing. I did not.
Oh
I
wait, no,
wasted
that was
it.
me.
Yeah, you ate
Yeah.
it. I wasted it.
What would you do with 10,000 rand for 1 hour at the V&A waterfront?
Yeah, I'm gonna waste the whole thing on one night in a hotel. My gosh.
What are you talking
Are
about?
we rich?
One night in the hotel,
No. I honestly.
in the best room of the hotel.
The problem is only 1 hour. That's a bit tricky.
So I said I'd buy a camera,
Yeah. What camera are you gonna get for 10 grand?
a Canon M6,
Okay. Well, you really thought this one through. No, I would.
or a
probably
new
love-
TV.
Oh yeah, maybe a new TV.
But okay, no electronics because that's too
Okay.
easy.
I mean, like this.
Oh no, I know how to buy. Sorry. I'd buy you a diamond ring.
Would you really?
No, of course not. Diamonds are a waste of money.
Oh my god.
Diamonds are the biggest waste of money.
That would have been amazing. I would have loved like another diamond ring. No, I would have.
Just because you need a microscope to see your current
Can
one.
I finish?
Yes, finish your sentence. I don't know why
Can I
you
finish
stopped.
my sentence?
Why you stop talking?
What?
Why are you stopping your sentence every
Okay,
time?
no. I would consider getting. It's the V&A waterfront, so
Yes.
they have lots of like boutique stores that I don't know enough about what's in them because there's that big like.
You never go.
There's like don't go over the threshold unless you're like a millionaire. It's
Yeah.
like written on the door. and
Yeah, the one where they
right
check
reserved. Yeah,
check your visa.
basically.
Yeah.
But I would probably get clothes, which is a bit of a lame answer, but I never buy clothes for myself. So I would like at least spend
That's
half
a
of money on
very,
clothes.
very good answer.
And then maybe like I know because Nespresso has a.
But you would never be able to spend 10,000 rand on clothes in an hour.
Yeah, so that is the problem. I'd have to
It
like.
takes you 5 hours
So
to
this
buy
is my
one pair of
thinking is
shoes.
that I would like go to H&M. I would just like buy stuff in the hour, and then what I didn't like I could return at a later date.
No, that is outside the scope of
That
the
was
rules.
not in the rules of the question. I
You
just
can't come back and exchange it.
Okay, well,
You have to
it didn't
keep.
fit.
You have to keep whatever it is.
Ugh, okay, I'd probably get an espresso machine. I know it's kind of bad for the environment.
Oh,
So
it's
I feel
terrible.
conflicted. I am feeling conflicted.
Also,
But I feel
who's
like I
going to
need
pay
good
for the
coffee.
pods?
Well, in the 10,000 rand, I would stock up.
And then what? Then what happens when the pods
Otherwise,
finish?
I would go to. I mean, like this is so boring, but to Woolworths because they got the home section,
Yeah.
and I would just like get some nice things for our home.
Oh, yes.
Like maybe a really
Well,
like.
my first answer was I'd go to Pick and Pay and
Oh,
buy a
gosh,
month's worth
I
of
know.
groceries.
Okay. What about like, but like a really nice knife set? You know what I mean? Like, there's like one or two things that I'm like from the at-home stores and things. I'm like, oh, if only I had enough cash that I could justify spending, I would buy this. I would get a KitchenAid. I would get a really awesome nice knife kit. I would get, it's gonna just like really chop vegetables and not require me to
no.
like exert my entire body strength.
We're
to do
both
it.
being ridiculous.
What?
We'd need to get a new bed.
Oh, but they don't have bed shops at the beginning.
They don't have bed shops? You
No.
can't find a king-size bed shop in the...
Yeah, no, in all honesty, that would be like the obvious
That would be
choice.
the obvious choice.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Without a
exactly
doubt.
it. Yeah.
If
clearly.
anyone would like to sponsor us a
A
bed,
queen-size
a
bed.
king. Actually, I think we need a king.
Is king? No, the queen's the biggest one.
No, the king is the biggest.
But in chess, the queen's the best piece.
Okay, but it doesn't work with that with beds. It's 3/4 double, queen and king. I have researched this and then gone, oops, we can't afford it. But I did do the research.
Okay, so a king is...
We would like a king size bed.
But here's the
If anyone
problem.
would like to donate a king
Would a
size
king-size bed
to-
fit in our room?
Yes, it would. No, it would. I've already done the math. I've done the measurements. I just don't have the cash.
Okay.
We have a double bed for 3 of us. That is me, Terrence, and Eli, who does the H shape between us
Yeah.
at night.
So guess who sleeps on the couch more than any other member of this
Oh,
family?
I know. I'm so sorry. Life's hard for you. At least you have a whole couch to yourself.
I must say, I love sleeping on the couch because I
know.
get to sleep peacefully. It's amazing. Okay, here we go. Quick question. Okay, and you have to just answer the first thing that comes to the head. Who's your favorite kid? Go.
That is a trick question. I honestly don't have a favorite.
Oh, come, don't lie, Julie.
I,
Which child to get along with better?
No, that's not even no. First of all, I refuse to
Why?
talk about this in a way that would be misunderstood. No, I honestly don't have a favorite. I really, really don't.
You seriously
No, I'm
do not
dead
have a favorite
serious.
child?
There are phases of both of our children that annoy me or
You're
endear me more.
such a politician.
No, like I'm not a politician. I'm a mom. I honestly don't have a favorite.
Are you seriously telling me that if I so if I said I had a favorite, if I told you what my which who my favorite was, that would make me a bad dad?
I think you should refrain from mentioning that. Yes.
Okay, maybe not who's my favorite, but who I get along with more.
Mm, okay.
Because
I mean, I know the answer.
what's the answer?
The answer for you is Liam.
Yeah, Salim's my boy.
But that's also because he's more of a person, and Eli's just getting into that toddler stage now.
Yeah, but Liam's always, but like, but the thing is, like I've been,
I feel like we could be reported to like some parenting body for this
no,
conversation.
no, it's being real. Like, let's be real about it. I've had more chance to connect with Liam in the first 2 years of Liam's life
Yeah,
than I have with Eli because
that's true. Okay.
Eli's a massive mommy's boy, and he's connected to your boob like well, he was for like the vast
I
majority of
feel
two
like we
years.
also talk about my boobs too frequently in this
I
podcast
don't think we talk
series.
about your boobs enough.
Okay, well, they are not noteworthy. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Swiftly on.
So I like
No,
so
I
so
honestly don't feel like I don't like favorites is the wrong word. I don't feel like I've got a favorite. I do feel like there are phases where I'm like, oh, like Liam's in a really sweet phase at the moment in terms of like telling me how much he loves me and telling me things I'm beautiful and all these kind of sweet things.
mm.
And Eli's in a very clingy phase, which can be hard. But then next week it changes, and Liam can be difficult, and Eli can have a really sweet moment.
So your love's conditional depending on which one
No, it's
is.
not. I didn't say love. I said which is sort of an easier or more likable phase. And the reality is, kids have likable and unlikable phases, and our children are unfortunately not exempt from that.
Okay, can I ask you a non-parenting question?
Oh gosh.
We've got a whole bunch of non-parenting questions
Okay.
in this time. Um, do I return the ring after an ended engagement or do I sell it?
Ooh. Okay.
So you get engaged, the guy gives
Yeah.
you a ring, you say, yes, I do. Before the marriage happens, before the wedding day happens, you go, actually, I made a mistake. No thanks. Do you give the engagement ring back?
So, like, this is the thing. I would want to say the honorable thing is to return it, but also if there's a breakup, okay, so here's the thing. If he broke up with you,
Uh,
I'd be like, screw it, I'm selling the ring. Bye.
you're gonna sell the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes
If
sense.
he
Yeah.
broke my heart, say he was like, if it was you and me and we got engaged and you did something awful and we broke off the engagement, like, oh no, oh no, oh no. That was a gift you gave to me, and what I do with this at my discretion. And since I think you're awful, I'm going to sell it and take the money and go on a trip to Bali. That would be what I would do.
You would go. How much do you think the engagement ring I bought you was
That's
worth? It was not worth a
I
trip to
would
Bali.
go
You would
on
go
a
all the way to
trip
Kimberley.
to Kimberley and visit that great hall and have breakfast at the Wimpy every morning. Hey,
I
we're
mean,
being mean to you, but I
you're,
love my
you're,
ring.
you're paying. You have to pay for your own breakfast.
Shush.
It doesn't come with coffee.
Oh my gosh, Terrence.
Okay, no, that makes sense. As, I mean, there's two sides to every story. What if the guy says, "Look, can I please have the engagement ring back?" Would you give it back to him?
Again, I think it's based on individual circumstances. Like,
But surely, like, okay, surely,
why
whatever
would he
this.
want it back? Would
Wait,
he
wait,
sell it?
what? Okay, no, but whatever the situation is, right? Clearly, you wanna end this. You don't want to have any other kind of thing going on.
I
So,
may be willing to come to an agreement. Like, okay, how about we sell it together and we split the money?
no, but he. I
He
suppose. Wait,
paid. Yeah, but it's a
is it?
gift.
It's
So
a
then,
gift. It's a
what
gift.
about
Yeah.
every other gift he gave you? Do you have to return all of those?
Should you return gifts after the breakup?
No. Why would you return gifts after a breakup?
Do you still have any gifts from your old boyfriends?
No. They don't give me gifts.
Oh,
It's okay.
that's why you have me now,
I have positive self-esteem now. No.
and you have me now.
And I have you.
I think yeah. So okay, don't return it, sell it, and go to Bali.
Yes. Great
Yeah,
plan.
nice. Okay, I think this is gonna be the last question for today because we've had the craziest couple of days. We are
have.
exhausted.
Sleep has been far.
I did a very stupid thing last night. I've decided I will stay up with you.
It was not stupid. I mean, it was. I thought it was stupid at the time, but it was really sweet. It was sweet.
I'm regretting it now, though. Anyway, so I'm quite tired, and I'm sure you guys are all too. But remember, just keep your questions coming in, and if we miss them now, we'll get to them next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last question, and this is quite an apt one because Eli had his birthday recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I think because we said
Eli, he
Eli,
heard his name. He
yeah,
totally heard his name.
I think we're gonna call it a day
Oh wow, we're gonna leave them
because
hanging.
this is a tough,
Suspense.
this is a big question.
Okay, if it's a big question, I feel like, we should
Yeah,
rather give it its
I'm gonna give it
proper time and
it's
attention.
proper clout next week.
Totally.
So
I'm
tune in.
curious. I have no clue what it is.
Yeah, so next week we'll you haven't given me my either or.
I know.
We'll leave it for next
We'll
week.
have to leave it for next
Yeah.
week too.
Guys, thank you so much for listening in. If you are listening at some other time that isn't from 9 to 9:30 on a Wednesday night, we do this live
We do indeed.
every Wednesday, 9 p.m.
Totally unscripted.
Yeah. Not that you could ever tell.
Oh no,
No, of course. No, we
never.
totally know what we're talking about. Has he put himself back to sleep?
He does do this occasionally.
Do you want to quickly give me an either or? Do you have one in your head?
This is the problem.
You didn't prep one.
I didn't prep one. I know.
I'm working with amateurs here.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
okay, I got one. I got one. Okay. Would you rather,
Yeah.
okay, drink 2 liters of off milk?
2 liters.
Yeah, like a full 2 liter, like a 2 liter bottle.
How off?
Like sour milk, like it was, it was
Like
the cow
has it gone
mooed
green?
last week. No, it's sour, like gross. You would have thrown it away. But it curdles, where it's going to go in your coffee and it's going to be bitty.
But like how is it like
Okay,
yolk?
can I just give you the options before you feel like you've got to like really
Okay, yeah.
analyze the milk
Yeah,
content?
sour milk.
Okay. Would you rather drink 2 liters of off milk, sour milk, or eat 1 boiled rotten egg?
Again, how long?
You know when
When
you
was
crack,
this?
you know when you crack a
No,
rotten egg and it
I
stinks?
get the rotten egg thing,
Okay, because
but with the milk, is it a week after the sell-by date?
yeah, it's like no, it's like a few days. But it's like when you pour it in your coffee,
And it gets chunky.
it's like
But it's still
cheese
liquid.
on there.
It's still a liquid itself.
No, it's still liquid, but it's like you open up, you like unscrew the cap and
2
then the vapors
liters.
start. Yeah, like a 2 liter bottle. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm
it's
getting.
the milk that you forgot in
Yeah,
the
okay,
fridge. It's
okay.
the 2 liter that you get. It's Clover. Do I have to like make it any more obvious? It's a Clover 2 liter. Today is the 16th. It expired on the 12th. We are 4 days past expiry.
4 days past
left.
expiry.
You know what I'm not? Yeah, and it's stuck there and it's gone sour. Would you drink 2 liters of it
Oh,
in one go? Or eat 1 deliciously
I do so
rotten
badly with that smell.
sulfur egg. That's just like when you as you start the peel starts with
Oh.
the vapors, you start seeing green fumes.
No.
Green fumes are like yeah. Which one? Pick.
Like when you crack it up, it's crack.
It's like yeah.
But I do so badly with like gagging smells and
Yeah, but you're gonna gag either way because let's just be honest. Like, who wants to drink sour milk?
lots of people.
That's true. It's like a delicacy.
It's a thing,
I
yeah.
know, but I did not Clover sour milk.
But also rotten eggs. People eat rotten eggs as well.
They do. What's that thing of that
The 100-year, the century egg. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, people are crazy though.
But that's also boiled in children's urine.
Okay, this is getting grosser and grosser. Basically, I gave you 2 options.
Yeah.
And you are making this into a very
Okay. So, but the egg's been boiled. The egg is boiled, and then
no.
it's
So
kind
like it's like you boiled an egg, and then you're like, oh crap, that was a really rotten green sulfury egg. But
Is
it's
the
one.
egg green?
But it's one. No, it's like just no. Well, it could be green. It'll definitely turn you green. But it's 1 egg. But it's like 1 egg. Think about the egg. It's in the palm of your hand versus 2 liters of sour milk.
A couple of other questions I have to ask about the egg.
Oh my gosh!
Just
it's
quickly.
a freaking egg.
No.
Chicken
Is it
laid
okay?
it out.
Is it organic? Is it a free range egg?
No, it was from a very sad chicken who ate it.
Second question. Like, is it a lot? As well as like large, extra large?
It's a kind of standard large egg. 1 of 6 in the carton.
Okay, last
that
question.
had made its date. Spoiled though. It's not raw. It's not a raw egg.
Yeah,
it's a boiled egg.
It's boiled egg.
It's boiled into rotten.
2 liters is a lot.
I feel like
I would go with the egg.
you go with the egg.
Yeah, because you could get that down in 1 bite if you really have to.
Yeah.
Whereas the milk, 2 liters of milk takes a lot. I mean, 2 liters of fresh milk.
Yeah.
Drinking 2 liters of fresh milk is bad for you. I couldn't do 2 liters of fresh milk.
No, I can't even do like a glass of.
But a glass of fresh milk is
I
amazing.
have milk issues.
Yeah. Not from the boobies.
Oh my gosh! Again.
We should have a booby.
Leo.
We should have a booby counter. Every time your boobs get mentioned.
Say it.
I think it was 3 times this show.
Oh.
So yeah, I'd go with the egg. What would you go?
Yeah, well, I can't do the milk at all because I couldn't even drink 2 liters of fresh milk.
Yeah.
So I would. I'd probably choose the egg over the 2 liters of fresh milk. So I
Yes,
definitely
yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah, yeah,
So I definitely
yeah.
wouldn't choose 2 liters of sour milk.
Well, there you have it.
There you have
There
it.
you have it. Thank you so much for listening in. We are going to be back next week, God willing, Wednesday,
Wednesday.
9 p.m. Send
Mm-hmm.
your questions through to Aphrodite at aphroditect@gmail.com. Send it as a message to this Facebook page,
Yep.
or just leave it as a comment.
Send it in a smoke signal. We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll find it eventually. Do
Yeah.
snail mail. Come visit us. Ask us the question. We
Yeah.
should get guests in soon. Or the
Yeah.
people who are comfortable seeing
Come
us
and
right
join
now.
us in our
It's
pajamas.
like pajamas, under
Pajama
blankets,
party.
a little glass of wine that's been drunk by Julie.
Oh
Of
yeah,
course.
totally.
Yeah. Next week, I'll tell you about what Liam calls Julie's wine.
Gosh,
That's a whole different
you are
story.
the worst.
I am the worst. Thank you so much for listening. We are out. See you soon.
Bye.